Hello, everybody. This is Charles Alvarez at Cornerstone Growth Solutions. Cannot believe it's already freaking March. That's crazy. When I was younger, it seemed that time just went by slow, and now it's crazy fast. Hope this video catches you well. Just wanted to talk to you today about one of the biggest challenges that salespeople are having, which is they're not getting qualified sales appointments. They're not getting opportunities with brand new clients, which is what we're the best at. And people ask us all the time, hey, what is it that makes you guys different? Why is it that you can get appointments where others can? And really, it's a multi-pronged approach based upon buyer psychology messaging. A long time ago, there is a gentleman by the name of David Gleicher, who is a U.S. economist. He was actually born in Germany, but was a U.S. economist, consulted multiple companies, mostly Fortune 500 companies. And he did a study called Gleicher's Formula for Change. And he said, I want to know all the different factors that make a business make a change. And that could be something as simple as changing coffee vendors to changing strategy to whatever. And what he came out with was that when people are making a decision to make a change, because let's face it, that's what sales is you are leading people to make a change for the better, right? Not for the worse, for the better. And what he found is that there were three variables that had to be in place in order for somebody to make a change. First is they had to have some level of dissatisfaction. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a second, but the first is the person had to be going through some level of dissatisfaction or challenge. You've heard it many times before, I'm sure, that people are 10 times more likely to avoid pain than to seek pleasure. So that's the first thing. The second thing that had to be present was that they had to have an image of how much better their life would be by making that change. Okay? And the third is that the steps to make that change had to be easy. So there had to be a next step to make, but that step had to be easy. In other words, the more you're asking somebody to do to make that change, the less likely they're going to make that change. Now, so those had to be in place. There had to be dissatisfaction. They had to have a vision of how much better their life would be once they made that change, and an easy next step to make that change. All of that had to be greater than their natural resistance to change. The other thing to make of note with Gleicher's formula for change, it's a multiplication equations. In other words, you multiply the dissatisfaction times the vision times the first step, and all of that has to be greater than their natural inclination or their resistance to that change. So for example, if somebody is dissatisfied and they have a vision of how much better their life will be by making that change, but don't know the first thing to do about it, they're not going to make that change. If they are dissatisfied and they know what step to make, but they don't have a vision of how much better their life would be if they made that change, they're not going to make that change. Okay? So it's a multiplication equation. Now, let's talk about dissatisfaction. This is where we really excel at. There are three types of dissatisfaction: real, perceived, and created. Those are the three: real, perceived, and created. Real dissatisfaction is something is happening in their business or in their life that is so horrible, so terrible, that they have to make a change and they have to make it now. Okay, for example, if a business doesn't have cash for payroll, they're not going to go through a very long sales cycle, right? They need money, they need it now. If a salesperson just really screwed up a deal royally, we have to make a change. It's just that simple, right? So there's those egregious dissatisfactions, usually in a market that's happening about 3% of the time. So if your target market is 100 people, let's just keep this simple, that's 3 people that are having that issue, okay? The next is relative dissatisfaction, meaning things are good or things are okay, I just want them to get better. Us as human beings, it's just human nature that if things are going okay or well, we have a tendency not to want to make any changes. So that typically happens about 1% of the time, okay? So in other words, between real dissatisfaction and relative dissatisfaction, only 4% of your market, or 4 out of every 100, are experiencing that. Now, here's the crazy thing. Most marketing messages are geared toward real and relative dissatisfaction. And that's why people don't get any traction on their marketing campaigns or email campaigns or LinkedIn messages, is because you're only appealing to real or relative dissatisfaction. My favorite kind of dissatisfaction, which is number 3, is created dissatisfaction. Now, look, this is not me or you as a business trying to create havoc or a challenge in somebody's business that's not already there. That's not the way that it works. It's instead making them recognize the challenge that they do have that they may not even know that it's there. Let me give you a perfect example. So about 4 years ago, my wife was after me like incessantly to get a new mattress. And I really didn't see the need to get a new mattress. I went to bed. We went to bed. We slept. We got up. I asked her, are you having a hard time sleeping? No. Does your back hurt when you sleep? No. Are you getting a good night's rest? Yes. I was like, I just don't see why we should change mattresses. I just don't see it. And we would get all these, things in the mail every single day in emails. 25% off this, 50% off this mattress, 40% off this mattress. They were appealing to my real dissatisfaction and somewhat my relative dissatisfaction because, hey, you must be in the market for a new mattress. Here's a 25% off or 50% off coupon. So I didn't buy it because I'm like, I sleep just fine. We sleep just fine. I just don't see the need to get a new mattress. So my wife kind of gave up on it after a while. And we were sitting down watching a show together. It was about 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. And during the show, a commercial came on. Okay, you know how they come up with commercials. And it was a Mattress Firm commercial. I was like, oh boy, here we go. What they did for the next 30 seconds was brilliant. They didn't try to sell me a mattress. They didn't even offer any percentage off. Instead, what they did is said, hey, over 8 to 10 years, this is what accumulates in a mattress. I didn't know that. This is what happens to a mattress over 8 to 10 years. And if you have a mattress that is 8 to 10 years old, these are the likely things that are in your mattress. If you're interested in looking into this further or getting a new mattress, give us a call or go to our website or come visit our showroom. So me as a civil engineer, do what civil engineers do, which is, okay, this is a mattress firm trying to sell me a mattress. So I had to go verify this information. Lo and behold, it was true. Over the next 30 seconds, I coordinated sitters for my kids, and I went to my bedroom with my truck keys, and I said, honey, we're going to go buy a mattress. She goes, why are we going to go buy a mattress? I've been after you for this for months. Why now? I was like, because I just verified that what they told me accumulates in your mattress over 8 to 10 years is true. And there's no way in hell, in God's green earth, I'm sleeping on that disgusting mattress tonight. She goes, okay, let's go. By 10 o'clock that night, we had a new mattress. So what we like doing is bringing up hidden cancer in your prospect's business. Because look, if you sell a technology, chances are your technology can help increase the productivity of that company. But they may not understand how much it's costing them to not have your system to increase their productivity. You might have a great CRM system. They may not be realizing how much money they might be wasting or leaving on the table by not using your CRM system. You might have a phenomenal professional service that'll take so much time away from the business owner or their staff where they can focus on bigger, better things. But if they haven't taken time to think about it, and if somebody hasn't made them aware that they have that issue, they're not going to make the change. So as we are crafting content and as we are crafting messages, we are educating them on the knife that's in their back that they don't even know that it's there. And we're exposing it and say, hey, do you agree that it's costing you this much? And if you do, can we have a conversation about it? Because we can help you save money, make money, cut costs, what have you. And that really is what separates the fast-growing businesses from the average to low growth, is they're talking features versus talking about benefits and what problem you solve, and educating them on the cancer that might be hidden in their business that they don't even know about. If you'd like to have a conversation about how we can create some messaging that'll make you stand head and shoulders above your competition and creating that dissatisfaction that sets you up for success, just click the calendar link below or reply to this email, and we'd be happy to set up a call with you, 10, 15 minutes. go through it, and if it's a fit for us, then we can talk about other options at that point. If it's not a fit, then it was a pleasure meeting you. I hope it was worth your time. But your worst case scenario is 15 minutes, is you wasted 15 minutes of your life. You got some good messaging while you had that 15-minute call. Hope you have a great week, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.